Okay, this is Taylor Polynomials 1, example 2. We are going to find the fourth degree Taylor polynomial for f of x equals cosine x at or centered at x equals 0. Okay, so here's the general form of the fourth degree Taylor polynomial. The center is C. So if we're centered at x equals 0, that tells us that C is equal 0 in this example. So you can see that if you put 0 in there, right, I guess we could 0, 0, x minus 0 we know is x. So we can rewrite this thing as all right, so remembering that the formula we have for each of the ANs is like so. Remember that C is 0, so we're going to just put a 0 in there for C. Okay, so we're going to have to find Fn of 0, the nth derivative at 0, for 0 derivatives, the first, the second, the third, and the fourth derivative. All right, so let's start with f of x equals cosine x. Remember, this is the 0th derivative, meaning like we haven't, there's 0 apostrophes up there, there's 0 apostrophes there, so it's just f of x. Okay. F prime of x, derivative of cosine is negative sine. Derivative of sine is cosine. Right, so derivative of sine is cosine. The negative stays along for the ride. Derivative of cosine is negative sine, so we got negative negative sine. Negative negative sine, as we know, is just sine. Derivative of sine is cosine. Let's just check our work. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. Derivative of sine is cosine. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. So negative negative. Derivative of sine is cosine. All right, so 4 apostrophes there. We can write this as 4 like that. 3 apostrophes. 2 apostrophes. And 1 apostrophe and 0 apostrophes. Let's see, this is cosine of 0. Cosine of 0, remember your unit circle. Let's see, x is 1, y is 0. All right, so cosine of 0, that's the x. Cosine of 0 is 1. So we have 1 there. F1 of x, okay, so F1 of 0. We have sine of 0. Sine of 0 is 0, that's the y. This is negative cosine of 0, or cosine of 0 is 1. So we've got negative 1. Whoops. So 3 of 0, 0. Sine of 0, cosine of 0 is 1. So let's see, our formula, again, an is fn, in this case 0 there, because c is 0 over n factorial. Remember, in general, it's a c. In this case, we're centering at 0, so that's why we have a 0 there. Okay, so a 0, so factorial. Let's see, we found f0 of 0 is a 1. 1 over 0 factorial, that's 1 over 1. That's known as 1. So a0 is a 1. A1 f1 of 0 is a 0 there. Okay, so we have a 0 there. Let's see, a2. 2 factorial we know is 2. It's 2 times 1. So 2. F2 of 0 is negative 1. So negative a half. All right. So negative a half there. The 3. F3 factorial. 3 factorial, 3 times 2 times 1, otherwise known as 6. F3 of 0 is 0. That's just a 0. So we have 0 there. And now lastly, a 4. Let's see, 4 factorial, that's 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. This we know is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. F4 of 0 is 1, so 1/24. And remember that this polynomial approximates cosine of x well near x equals 0.